What's up, folks? Your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're doing a Raw recap. This is the go-home show for WrestleMania. We're once again at the Performance Center. And before I get to start, I want to show off a new shirt that I got, kind of apropos for the virus scare and everything else like that. Plus, on the top of that, I don't like people. So, without further ado, let's get on to the Raw recap. We start off with a recap of the Undertaker AJ Styles promo. Then we go to a promo from the Undertaker. He says pride has blinded AJ Styles. It says that all this probably would have been squashed till he mentioned Michelle's name. We then go to the parking lot where Becky Lynch is pulling up in the road tractor. She walks in, gets up on stage, talks about last year's WrestleMania main event, which is a perfect segue because that's what they're going to rerun. About an hour later, we go back to Becky Lynch. She says that Shayna Baszler is trying to steal Ronda Rousey's spotlight from last year. Then from behind Lynch, Baszler locks in the Carafina clutch, picks her up by her legs, slams her into the announcer's table, throws Becky's belt on top of her, and stands above her. Then we go on to our first actual match of the night, Aleister Black versus a Jobber. Pretty much squash match, Black mask kick, Jobber's down, Black wins. We then have the Street Profits and Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, Andrade, and Angel Garza. Zelina Vega comes out and says Andrade has an injury and it cannot compete. And then she introduces the replacement, Austin Theory. Once this match gets started, you kind of realize that they're kind of pushing that, what is it, no more than 10 people rule. Because if you figure it, you got the 6 people in the ring, the referee, Zelina Vega, and somewhere near the line of maybe 4 stagehands, someone handling the wires and someone handling the cameramen. So that's about 12 as far as I know. Not to mention you got the 2 announcers that are up on the back, which they're not in close proximity, but, they're close enough. Anyways, Seth Rollins tags in Theory to avoid Kevin Owens. This is an match. It was a good showing, however, for Theory. Montez Ford dove outside and totally missed Theory, landing straight on his back. Hope he's doing better. Austin gets a stunner on Angel, gets the pin. Seth Rollins runs in, gives a curb stomp to Owens. After commercial, Kevin Owens is still in the ring on the microphone, says that Seth Rollins kicked some sense into him. Cuts an impassionate promo and says that he'll be taking Seth Rollins' WrestleMania moment from him next week. Then we have a recap of the Edge-Randy Orton saga. Then we have Edge cutting a promo, basically saying he's going to kick old Orton's ass. Then we have Asuka versus the Jobber. Before the match starts, Asuka gets on the microphone, asks who Caden Carter is. Squash match, Asuka gets the Asuka lock and wins it. After the match, Asuka goes up to the commentary table, gets on the headset, starts saying some stuff about Alexa Bliss. Okay. Then we have an earlier segment where Rhea Ripley gets jumped by Charlotte. There's really not much that happened there. Then we got the second rerun of the night, Survivor Series match of Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio. After all that's done, we come back from a commercial. Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are in the ring for the final segment of the final Raw before WrestleMania. Heyman hypes up both Lesnar and McIntyre. Once again afterwards, Heyman starts jerking off Lesnar. Okay, same shit we've heard about 10,842 times. He says that next year's go-home show we'll still see Brock Lesnar here. I seriously hope not. And with that, we end tonight's Raw. Once again, giving the caveat with what we're working with, it was an okay Raw. We had 2 squash matches, really didn't mean nothing. We had a multi-man tag match, which we really shouldn't have had. And we had 2 reruns. It's still interesting on how they're going to be setting some of this stuff up, being that most of the people are not going to be there. But we'll have to wait until Saturday to see that. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back later this week with the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, what you thought about this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.